this is Melanie. Welcome to Mixed Media Monday for the Paper Issues Design Team. We are going to be doing some tags today with some different mixed medias. I cut these tags out of some Vicki Boutin paper, and these tags are about 3 by 5.5 Elle's Studio tag dies, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this set. These are some more tag die, label dies from Elle's, but these are what we're using today, and I used the largest one. These are from Elle's and they're in the store. So what I'm going to be doing is using the Vicki Boutin texture paste and some Distress Oxides. We're going to make 3 tags as my plan. I have an extra in case we have a oopsie. I'm going to be doing 3 different ones in some fall colors, 2 fall colors, and then 1 summer because we're still scrapbooking some summer pictures and things. I'm going to make a background with Distress Oxides. Then we're going to put texture paste on them, and then we're going to tint the texture paste with some Lindy's. I'm going to use my palette knife when I put on the Vicki Boutin. So the first ones we're going to do is going to be the summer color one. I'm going to blend Salvage Patina and Tumbled Glass. I'm going to blend these together with just one of my blending brushes. I'm going to start with the I'm going to start with the Tumbled Glass. So I have my glass mat, and I'm just going to kind of go off the page and onto here. And I'm just going to go use both colors, and I'm just going to blend in circles. Okay, so that's the first one. This is a combination of Salvage Patina and Tumbled Glass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and apply the texture paste so they'll each be in stages of drying. For this one, since it's more of the summer one, I'm going to use this is a Vicki Boutin stencil from her Wander collection. And I'm just going to place it on the mat, just kind of randomly on here. We're going to use the texture paste, and I'm not going to use it very thick because I'm going to have to dry it because we are on video. So I'm just going to get a little bit, hold the stencil down, and just smear it into the crevices of the stencil on top of the tag that we just colored. And I'm scraping it pretty thin because I want it to dry quicker. If you leave it a little thicker, it'll stay a little more raised and give you more texture, but this will still give us enough texture. So almost through here. And then we're going to set this one aside and we'll start the next one. I'll wipe off my mat. So we're going to lift this up. That turned out pretty. Put your lid back on. We're going to move this, and I'm going to wipe that off. Okay, the next one we're going to be working on is more of a fall colors. I'm going to blend Rusty Hinge, Crackling Campfire, and Spice Marmalade on the same tag that we used. And I'm going to use this Ciao Dots and Diamonds. I thought this was kind of Halloween looking, so I'm going to use this little Harlequin type design here. All right, so I'm going to blend these 3 colors: Crackling Campfire, Spice Marmalade, and Rusty Hinge. I'm going to start with the Spice Marmalade because it's going to be pretty. So we just want some fall colors here. That's very pretty. So Rusty Hinge, Spiced Marmalade, then these are all the Distress Oxides, and Crackling Campfire. Now, wipe this off, and we're going to add the texture paste to this one. For this one, we're going to be using a Ciao Dots and Diamonds. We're going to use the diamonds end of the stencil. I thought this was kind of harlequin-y, fall, Halloween-y looking. Is Halloween-y a word? All right, again, we're going to use the Vicki Boutin Texture Paste. Thin layer. And I don't want to get them all. I want to leave a little of them not done, just so it's not so uniform looking. So you can see where you're going. There's a little bit of dots on the bottom. We can add that in. We'll hit a little at the top and leave some not completely done on here. And again, I didn't do it real thick. Okay, for our last tag, we are going to do fall leaf colors. So we're going to do the same large tag from Elle's Studio. We're going to do Ranger Distress Oxides and Forest Moss, Vintage Photo, and Peeled Paint. I'm going to start with the Vintage Photo because it's going to be the darker, and I don't want as much of that color. But I thought it would make really pretty fall leaves, especially if you live somewhere where the leaves really turn colors. We live in the South and it doesn't really happen. Okay, that's really pretty. And we're going to add gold, I think, to this one. So that was Peeled Paint, Forest Moss, and Vintage Photo for those colors. And for this one, we're going to use a leaf stencil. So we're just going to have it kind of hanging off. I don't want it totally covered. So we're going to do it kind of hanging off like that. We're going to apply again the Vicki Boutin Texture Paste. Same thing. And I'm going to try to keep it off of that side over there and just get it on the pattern stencil, open stencil places. So I'll need to be a little more careful on this one.
The good thing is these are Ranger palette knives. They're in the store. They're in the grocery store. They're real flexible, very flexible. So you can kind of maneuver the texture paste where you want it to go. I think we've done a video before, and we'll probably need to do another one where you can change the color of this texture paste with Distress Oxides, with Spritzes, with the Lindys, with watercolors. Depending on what you use is how good of a coverage you get.
I'm going to scrape this off a little bit just so it's not so much to dry. I'm excited about seeing this one. Oh, that's very pretty. Okay, we're going to start with the first one, which was I got a little orange on it, but that'll be okay. This is the one that we're going to do more summery, and I Lindy Starburst Spray in Sassy Sapphire and Lindy's Flat Fabio in Tilt-A-Wheel Teal. So one of these is very shimmery, one of these is very flat. I'm just going to put a little bit, and we're going to just let it run down the page. Such a pretty color. So we just want this to kind of coat. And then we're going to dry it up a little bit and add the other color. And it just kind of follows along in the crevices of the stencil. gonna put a little bit of the Tilt-A-Wheel Teal in some of the other areas. We didn't get anything in. Trying not to go directly on that other color. Can you see it running? And these colors are really pretty to mix together too. I want to get a little bit up there. You still see our blue peeping through that we did on the bottom coat. Then we added the white texture paste, and then we added the 2 Lindy Starburst Sprays and Flat Fabio in the kind of complementing colors as well. And just a touch of the Magicals in Milky Way White, just to give it a little bit of a shimmer. These are the powders, and you just barely tap it on, like so. Put the lid back on it, because Lord, if you spill this, you're gonna be upset with yourself. And we're just gonna add a little bit of water, and that white's just gonna disperse just to give it a little bit of a more of a shimmer than it had already, and it had a good bit of shimmer. I don't know if you can see that in there. That's so pretty. So I'm gonna hit this with the dryer, and we're gonna let this one dry. I'm gonna hit it with just a little bit more of the darker and let it sit and dry so we have a bit more of a contrast. Okay, I'm gonna sit that to the side and let it dry while we're finishing the other ones and let those colors absorb. So I'm gonna sit it to the side just on a paper towel. Okay, so the leaf one, we're good and dry. We're gonna do the same powders. These are the Magical powders, and we're gonna use the Bayou Boogie Gold. Look how pretty that looks in there. I've not used this one yet, so I'm gonna be using it the first time with y'all and see how pretty it turns out. So just gonna add a little bit on there. Oh my gosh, the shimmer in this is unreal. Oh, there's all kind of colors coming through. This is beautiful. Can y'all see those colors? Let's squirt. This is just water in the Distress sprayer. Let's add a little bit more. Oh, these are, oh, y'all. I hope y'all can see how pretty this is. A little bit more up top. And it takes such a small amount. Can you see the other pigments coming out in it? There's a pink, there's an orange, there's a blue. They really are magical, y'all. And you can leave them just dry like this with those, or you can move them around and let them blend together a little better and run through the crevices of the stencil. I'm just gonna pick some of this up that's on here with my finger because it's too pretty to lose it. And just tap it around on there like that. That is gorgeous. That's beautiful. Oh my goodness, that's so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna set this one aside and let it dry. So that was the Bayou Boogie Gold and the Lindy's Magic. The last one we're gonna do is the Moon Shadow Mist in Gossamer Gold. And we're also gonna add some gleaming gold to it. So I'm gonna do the spray first. And I may end up adding a little purple to this one, I can't decide. I think we're gonna grab some purple. Let's put a little purple first and dry it. We are gonna add the Lindy's Starburst in Prima Donna Purple. I just think purple's so, we see it so much in Halloween. We're gonna add a little bit of that, then the gold. So you just kind of shake it up. When you get these bottles, there's a powder in the bottom and they're dry. And there's a line that says feel. If you add that with warm water to the feel, it blends up nicely. So I'm not going to do a lot of this. I'm just going to do a couple of squirts across it. Probably like that. Maybe one. Ooh, that's so pretty. Let's do a little more at the top. Okay, we're going to stop there. We're going to hit it with the dryer. That is gorgeous. How fun to send treats to school with these tags on them to the teachers, or to have these for kids. If you're handing out, you know, special treats to your neighbors or to your friends' kids' best friends, and make a little tag with this, and you could stamp their name on it. How adorable would that be? Okay. All right. So now we're going to add the Moonshadow Mist in Gossamer Gold. And go up in that corner up there, and a little down there. You can add water to these, but I'm not. I want them to stay kind of rich and shimmery. This is a beautiful, deep brown gold, if that makes sense. Oh, that's drying so pretty. And it dries kind of in a splotchy effect. And you can still see the purple and the orange coming through. Now we're going to use the gleaming gold. Look how beautiful that is. So this is the Glitzy, Magical, and Gleaming Gold. And we're just going to spread a little bit of water. Oh my gosh, it shines so pretty. Lots of shimmer and shine in this. Can y'all see those colors? That is beautiful. Let me wipe this off. That is so pretty. I think I'm going to go back and hit it with one more hit of the purple, just to get it a little bit richer, right? Just kind of pulling it down slowly and making some bigger drops. It's mixing with the other colors. Gold is so pretty peeping through there. You can still see the orange and you can still see the browns. Back on the board and recap everything we used. So we started out with some Vicki Boutin foundations paper and the largest die in the Elle's tag set that's in the store. We cut all the tags. The first tag we used, let me scoot these to the side while I go over the others. We used Salvage Patina and Tumbled Glass Distress Oxide. Then we used the Vicki Boutin stencil, that's the wave, with the Vicki Boutin texture paste. And then over it with the Lindy Starburst Spray in Sassy Sapphire and the Lindy's Flat Fabio in Tilt-A-Wheel Teal. So that's, and then we went over it with a little bit of the Milky Way White. The shimmer in it is beautiful. You can see all the different colors. You can still see the color behind it on the tag. And then the colors just picked up on all of the texture. So that's the first one. The second that we did was the Forest Moss Vintage Photo and Peeled Paint on the tag with the Crafters Workshop stencil. And then the colors that we used on this was the Bayou Boogie Gold. And if you can still see, it has the pinks, the blues, the oranges that have picked up in there. I'm hoping that y'all can see all of this in there. It is beautiful. Okay. And the last one that we did, we used Crackling Campfire, Spice Marmalade, and Rusty Hinge in the Distress Oxides. We used the Ciao Bella Dots and Diamonds stencil, and we sprayed it with the Lindy's Starburst Spray in Prima Donna Purple and Gossamer Gold. And we added a little bit of the Glitzy Magical Gleaming Gold on top. This is gorgeous. So like I said, you could use these tags for all kinds of things. You could use them for teacher's gifts. You could use them in your scrapbooking pages. You could make a mini album out of them. You can use them for gift tags. You can write a little note on the back and send them to a friend if that's your thing. You can put them in your traveler's notebooks, whatever you want to do. Okay? Well, so that is everything that we used. I thank you so much for watching. As you shop in the Paper Issues store, it's www.paperissues.com. Please use code MMMonday to save 20% off of all your purchases. When you spend $75 after your discount, you will get free shipping. So you just can't beat that. Follow us on Instagram and join the Paper Issues Friends and Fans page. We're here every Monday with a new short video for you. We thank you for watching. We would love it if you would take the time to hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed what you saw here today. Give us a like and drop us a comment. We would really appreciate it. And we will see you next week. Don't forget, visit paperissuesstore.com. Use MMMonday code to save yourself 20%. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch it, and y'all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.